Welcome to day one of Peace, our 30-day yoga journey. I'm so happy you're here with me to begin this journey. Today is about following your breath. The breath is life. In yoga, we refer to it as prana. In Chinese medicine, it's referred to as qi. But the first thing we do when we leave the womb is we take that inhale. And in a way, our whole life is the journey between the inhale, our first inhale, and our last exhale. So the breath happens naturally, but we can also control it short term in different ways to either kind of energize ourselves more or relax ourselves more. And so we're going to play with different ways of being aware of the breath, following the breath, and noticing what kind of energy comes from the breath. So let's start by closing our eyes and breathe in and out through your nose as softly as possible. As you inhale, feel your chest swell up with the breath. So it's almost like a little balloon lifting you higher. And on your exhale, feel that softening and letting go, a grounding feeling. So the breath can be soft but very powerful. It really gives us our gift of life. Begin to let your body move a little bit with the breath. So as you feel the breath moving inside of you, allow your body to move. Maybe it's just a gentle swaying back and forth or side to side. It's more like you're allowing it to happen than making it happen. You're not stopping the natural tendency of your body to move with the breath. And then we'll count the breath so that we increase the breath a little bit on the inhale, and then like on the inhale and the exhale, and then we kind of grow the breath a little bit longer and then bring it back down. So we'll just start with breathing into the count of 4, and we'll go up to the count of 6, and then back down to the count of 4. So on your next exhale, breathe all the air out. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause and hold, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause and hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause and hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause and hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and pause. Notice how your breath feels now, if there's been any little shift or change. And then you can keep your eyes closed or open your eyes and close them whenever you want. But on your inhale, press your chest forward as you pull your shoulders back. And on your exhale, pull your back behind you, lowering your chin towards your chest. Inhale forward, arching your spine. Exhale back, rounding your spine. And just feel yourself being led by your breath. So the inhale pulls you forward and the exhale pushes you back. And just let your spine move, let your whole body move. So it feels like very natural and organic and flowing and open and effortless. That you're just being carried by your breath, being led by your breath. And come back to center, sit up nice and tall, and just notice how you feel already. And there's a quote I'd like to share with you by Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I calm body and mind. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know that this is the only moment. So let's come onto our hands and knees. Begin to move our spine with the breath leading the way. On your inhale, pull your chest forward as your tailbone lifts up, arching your back. And on your exhale, push into the ground, rounding your spine, letting your chin lower towards your chest. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Inhale arch. Exhale round. One more time. Inhale, lift your chest forward. Exhale, push your back up high. And now we'll do it a little bit differently, where we're going to lead with the tailbone and make like a kind of like rolling motion, like a wave-like motion in our spine. So start by lifting your tailbone up, lowering your low ribs down, pressing the upper ribs forward, and lift your chin slightly. Then curl the tailbone under, rounding your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and letting your chin lower towards your chest. Initiate the movement with your tailbone rippling forward. And exhale, tuck the tailbone round the spine. Just go back and forth, feeling that wave-like movement, fueled by the breath, led by the breath. Now let's add on a little bit. So walk your knees back, settle your hips to your heels in child's pose. Keep your arms reaching forward. On your inhale, lift your back as you come forward. And on your exhale, lift your hips as you glide back. Inhale, tuck the tailbone round forward. Exhale, glide back into your child's pose. Again, inhale forward. Exhale back. This time we'll come all the way into cobra. So inhale forward and start to lower your thighs down as you press your feet into the floor. Send your chest forward, shoulders back. And then lift up through your back and arch your back as you glide back into child's pose. And just repeat that. Finding your way more and more, finding a sense of ease and peacefulness. So that it's a very natural motion, and moving the spine feels so good. And there's lots of little nuances, little variations that you can explore as you go through the movement. Now tuck your toes and lift your hips up to downward facing dog. Inhale, round your spine forward. Exhale, lift your hips and glide back to down dog. So inhale forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. A couple more times. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, down dog. This time we'll inhale forward and come all the way forward to upward facing dog, keeping your toes tucked. Lower the thighs down, press the chest forward. And then press into the ground, start spreading your shoulders, lifting up from your back. And then lift the tailbone up, gliding back to downward facing dog. We'll play with that a couple more times. So inhale forward to plank, keep going, upward facing dog. Curl your back, round your back, lift up, and arch your back, sliding back to down dog. Just go a couple more times on your own. Just feeling the wave-like motion. Finding that sense of the breath guiding, leading the way. And from downward facing dog, lower your knees down, sit back into child's pose. And take a few nice, easy, slow breaths here. Breathing in and out softly through your nose. And inhale, round forward to cat. Tuck your toes, slide back into down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower, child's pose. Inhale to cat. Exhale to dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower to child's pose. A couple more times. Inhale forward to cat. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale back to child's pose. One more time. Just following your breath. Finding that natural rhythm. And then rest in child's pose with your toes pointed. Feeling a sense of peace and ease. On your next inhale, tuck your toes, lift up and back to downward facing dog. And walk your feet forward, coming into a standing forward fold. Lift and spread all your toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to, and let your head hang towards the floor. Begin to energize your legs by pressing down into the earth and squeezing your legs in towards each other. And on your inhale, rise all the way up. Then exhale, hands to your heart. And just notice how you're feeling. Notice your connection into the earth. Let your arms rest by your side. And bring your focus to your feet. Are your feet evenly grounded, front to back, inside to outside? Then can you balance your knees above your ankles and your hips above your knees? Balance your shoulders above your hips and move your head so that it feels like it's like sitting on the top of your spine, and balance in between your front ribs and your back ribs. So there's no forward lean, just a nice upward energy and downward energy, balancing each other out. We're going to play with another breathing practice. It's called Breath of Joy. And I'll just demo it once or twice for you. So you inhale your arms forward, and then inhale your arms out to the side, and inhale your arms up, and then a big strong exhale as you bow and forward fold. So inhale, arms forward, no exhale. So it's like inhale, 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 exhale. So inhale forward, inhale to the side, inhale up, exhale back. So let's do it together now. Inhale forward, inhale to the side, inhale up, exhale back. One more. Nice. Come on, back up to standing. Relax your hands by your sides. And notice if you feel like really energized, just from focusing on the breath and doing some simple movements, moving the spine. So now we'll play with a nice easy vinyasa flow. So as you inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhale, forward fold. Place your hands down, step back into plank. Push the floor away. You can lower your knees if you want, or you could keep your knees lifted, but push away as you lower down. Point your toes, press your toes into the ground. Inhale, curl up into your cobra. Exhale, extend forward as you lower down. Bring your arms out to the side, coming up onto your fingertips. Lift your shoulders away from the floor. Press the top of your feet down. Squeeze your legs in. And then on your inhale, just press into your fingertips, curl up, low cobra, baby cobra into your upper back. Exhale, lower down. A couple more like that. Inhale, curl up. Little baby cobra. Feel the back of your shoulders working. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Bring your hands back by your sides. Press your feet down. Inhale, curl up into your cobra. And exhale, reach forward to lower. Tuck your toes. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands and step your left leg back. Lower your knee to the floor and inhale, twist to the right. As you exhale, lower down, inhale, twist to the left. And exhale, lower down. Send your hips back, bowing over your leg. So here's where you could use blocks if you have them. If you're feeling really tight, or anything to kind of that can support your hands so they're lifted further away from the floor. Now think of pressing your heel down into the floor, shifting your hips back, and shifting your chest forward. And feel that juicy hamstring stretch. And then you can internally and externally rotate your hips back and forth. Now inhale, step forward, keep your knee coming forward, and think of pressing your knee past your toes. Back toes can be pointed or flexed. Just reach forward. Feel a big stretch in your back inner thigh, the psoas area, and working on dorsiflexion of the front foot. But come on back up into a low lunge. Reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your right hand down to your right thigh, reach your left arm across. Lower your left hand down and twist to the right. And lower your right hand down, step back into down dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands and step your right foot back. Left foot is forward. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, lower your hands down, shift your hips back. And just move your hips from side to side, back and forth. Press your foot forward, stretch your knee forward past your toes. Appreciating all the different sensations in your body. So it's not just an ankle dorsiflexion and a psoas stretch. It's like so many places in your body are feeling the effect of this pose, of this breath. Let yourself just sink into it. You can rock a little bit from side to side. You could press forward a little bit more. So the key is to keep your heel down. If you let your heel lift, it's not the same effect. So try and keep your heel down. Stretch your knee way forward. And come back up into your low lunge. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Reach your right arm over. Inhale back through center. Lower your hand down and reach toward the sky. Lower your hand back down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Come on into a squat. And if your heels don't touch the floor, you could prop them up with a blanket or a towel or something like that. You could stay up on your toes a little bit. But we're going to be squatting every day throughout these 30 days. So hopefully you'll get used to it and you'll be more comfortable with it. This is really healthy for your hips. So now just think of reaching your arms forward, and letting your head lower, and letting your hips be heavy. And lower the hips all the way down. And we're going to come onto our back. Hug your knees into your chest. And lower your feet to the floor for bridge pose. So bring your feet as wide as your hips. And try and move your heels toward your hips and your hips toward your heels. Do a little tuck of your tailbone so your low back is flat and all your ribs are resting on the floor. Start with your arms by your sides. Bring your heels out a little bit towards the outer edges of the mat so your knees start to move inward rather than moving outward. Now lift and spread all your toes and sprinkle them back down. Press into the earth, rise your hips up. And squeeze an imaginary block between your knees, or if you have a yoga block, you could place one there. But squeeze inward, press downward so you lift upward. And notice how your legs are working to do this, your glutes are working. The more you press down, the higher you lift, the more your muscles are working. Now start to lower down from the upper back through the mid back, down into the low back. Try and keep a big tuck of your tailbone, posterior tilt, and then slowly lower everything down. And we'll repeat that, this time using our arms as well, lifting our arms as well. So push into the earth, reach your hips up as your arms reach up and over your head. And then reach back with your fingers, press down through your feet, squeeze your legs in. Breathe here. Notice how the inhale inflates you and lifts you up a little higher. And the exhale, maybe you feel a little more power in your feet, in your shoulders. Now start to keep your hands where they are and start to slowly lower your upper back down to your middle back, into your lower back, keeping the tailbone tucked. Finally, lower the sacrum to the ground and then the hips. Notice the length in your spine. Well, how do you feel? What does it feel like to you? To me, it feels like a lot of length there that I might not have had before. Well, now heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat, so your feet are wide apart from each other. And then twist over to your right. Stretch out through your left knee. And then come back to center, stretch over to the left. So inhale to center, exhale to twist. And keep repeating that back and forth, going at your own pace. But try not to move too quickly, so just think of moving more slowly. And notice if you start to feel a little bit more. And come back to center, give yourself a nice sweet hug. And we'll stretch out for a short savasana. Let your feet flop open, palms facing up, and feel your whole back just settle into the earth. We'll just stay here for about a minute, but if you want to stay longer, feel free to stay longer. And focus on your exhales and letting go. The inhales are more energizing. And I've read studies that say your heartbeat increases a little bit on the inhale. And the exhales are for relaxing. And your heart rate actually decreases a little bit on the exhale. So when you feel balanced, you could inhale and exhale equally as long. If you feel you want to be a little more energized, maybe you inhale a little bit more. And if you feel like you want to relax, you can exhale a little bit longer. Savasana is all about surrendering and letting go. So feel free to stay here longer. Otherwise, you can roll to your side. Come on up slowly. Settle into your breath, into your pelvic floor. And just notice if there's been a shift or a change. Notice if you're more aware of your breath and more aware of what's going on inside of you. Please bring your hands together in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for beginning this journey with me. I hope that you feel great. Tell your friends if you like this, and it'd be great if you hit the like button for this video. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And see you tomorrow, day 2. Bye for now.